Demulcent, any application soothing to an irritable surface. Demurrage, the detention of a vessel beyond the specified time of sailing. Dendroid, like a tree. Dendrology, the natural history of trees. Denizen, inhabitant. Denominate, to give a name or epithet to. Denomination, a body of Christians united by a common faith and form of worship and discipline. Denominator, part of a fraction which expresses the number of equal parts into which the unit is divided. Denote, to designate by word or mark. Denouement, that part of a play or story in which the mystery is cleared up. Denounce, to point out or publicly accuse as deserving of punishment, censure, or odium. Dentifrice, any preparation used for cleaning the teeth. Denude, to strip the covering from. Denunciation, the act of declaring an action or person worthy of reprobation or punishment. Deplete, to reduce or lessen as by use, exhaustion, or waste. Deplorable, contemptible. Deplore, to regard with grief or sorrow. Deponent, laying down. Depopulate, to remove the inhabitants from. Deport, to take or send away forcibly as to a penal colony. Deportment, demeanor. Deposition, testimony legally taken on interrogations and reduced to writing for use as evidence in court. Depositor, one who makes a deposit or has an amount deposited. Depository, a place where anything is kept in safety. Deprave, to render bad, especially morally bad. Deprecate, to express disapproval or regret for, with hope for the opposite. Depreciate, to lessen the worth of. Depreciation, a lowering in value or an underrating in worth. Depress, to press down. Depression, a falling of the spirits. Depth, deepness. Derelict, neglectful of obligation. Deride, to ridicule. Derisible, open to ridicule. Derision, ridicule. Derivation, that process by which a word is traced from its original root or primitive form and meaning. Derivative, coming or acquired from some origin. Derive, to deduce as from a premise. Dermatology, the branch of medical science which relates to the skin and its diseases. Derrick, an apparatus for hoisting and swinging great weights. Descendant, one who is descended lineally from another, as a child, grandchild, etc. Descendant, proceeding downward. Descent, the act of moving or going downward. Descry, to discern. Desert, to abandon without regard to the welfare of the abandoned. Desiccant, any remedy which, when applied externally, dries up or absorbs moisture, as that of wounds. Designate, to select or appoint, as by authority. Desist, to cease from action. Desistance, cessation. Despair, utter hopelessness and despondency. Desperado, one without regard for law or life. Desperate, resorted to in a last extremity or as if prompted by utter despair. Despicable, contemptible. Despite, in spite of. Despond, to lose spirit, courage, or hope. Despondent, disheartened. Despot, an absolute and irresponsible monarch. Despotism, any severe and strict rule in which the judgment of the governed has little or no part. Destitute, poverty-stricken. Desultory, not connected with what precedes. Deter, to frighten away. Deteriorate, to grow worse. Determinate, definitely limited or fixed. Determination, the act of deciding. Deterrent, hindering from action through fear. Detest, to dislike or hate with intensity. Detract, to take away in such a manner as to lessen value or estimation. Detriment, something that causes damage, depreciation, or loss. Detrude, to push down forcibly. Deviate, to take a different course. Devilry, malicious mischief. Deviltry, wanton and malicious mischief. Devious, out of the common or regular track. Devise, to invent. Devout, religious. Dexterity, readiness, precision, efficiency, and ease in any physical activity or in any mechanical work. Diabolic, characteristic of the devil. Diacritical, marking a difference. Diagnose, to distinguish as a disease by its characteristic phenomena. Diagnosis, determination of the distinctive nature of a disease. Dialect, forms of speech collectively that are peculiar to the people of a particular district. Dialectician, a logician. Dialogue, a formal conversation in which two or more take part. Diaphanous, transparent. Diatomic, containing only two atoms. Diatribe, a bitter or malicious criticism. Dictum, a positive utterance. Didactic, pertaining to teaching. Difference, dissimilarity in any respect. Differentia, any essential characteristic of a species by reason of which it differs from other species. Differential, distinctive. Differentiate, to acquire a distinct and separate character. Diffidence, self-distrust. Diffident, affected or possessed with self-distrust. Diffusible, spreading rapidly through the system and acting quickly. Diffusion, dispersion. Dignitary, one who holds high rank. Digraph, a union of two characters representing a single sound. Digress, to turn aside from the main subject and for a time dwell on some incidental matter. Dilapidated, fallen into decay or partial ruin,